Welcome back to SNS Grills, everybody. My name is Mike with the Everyday Barbecue YouTube channel, and today I'm going to show you how to bake a homemade pumpkin pie out on the Slow and Sear Kamado, and it's coming up right now. Once again, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We truly appreciate all your support, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so by hitting that button down there. Now let's get right into today's recipe. The initial prep work is going to go pretty quick, so we need to start by getting the Slow and Sear Kamado lit and ready for this cook. We're going to be using the Slow and Sear Kamado today in traditional Kamado mode. So to set that up, I simply filled the bottom area with some lump charcoal. I placed about a half a chimney's worth of lit lump coal on top, and then I got all my other components in place. My grate, my deflector, of course my dripping griddle to make cleanup for this cook really easy, and then my main cooking grate. We're going to be cooking at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm monitoring temperatures today with the SNS 500 remote thermometer, so once you get everything in place, open those vents wide open and let that cooker begin to come up to temperature. Once you get to within about 75 or 100 degrees of your target temperature, begin choking back those vents until you get your temperature dialed in perfectly. Here's a quick look at what my final vent settings look like, but keep in mind there are variables and yours might be slightly different. You can also do this cook in Slow and Sear mode on either the Slow and Sear Kamado or the Slow and Sear kettle. And now that our temperatures are dialed in, the cooker is ready to go. Now let's start the prep work for this cook. I have here a pie pumpkin. These are readily available at pretty much any grocery store, especially around that time of year when you would probably want to do a recipe like this. Now we're going to start with a nice sharp knife up here by the stem. And we are just going to work our way around this pumpkin. All the way around back to the other side of the stem. Now we can pull this apart. From here we'll just pop that stem out. Get yourself a bowl, a spoon, and start cleaning out the insides. And there we go, we've got both of these halves cleaned out. Now I just want to hit up the edges of this with a little bit of olive oil. So these are all set to go. We're going to get these outside on the Kamado for about 45 to 50 minutes to get that tenderness and move on to the next step. "50 minutes has gone by and these are perfectly tender. We went ahead and removed these from the grill, and I tested the tenderness by probing them with a toothpick. Once that goes in real easy, you'll know it's time to get these off the cooker and move on to the next step. But it is now time to get the skin off and get this into a blender to make a pumpkin puree. So just grab a spoon and begin peeling this, and as you do that, into a blender. You can see this just comes right away from the skin here. Time to blend this up. That looks perfect. Let's get this into a bowl and add the rest of our ingredients. We have sweetened condensed milk, pumpkin pie spice, vanilla, salt, and eggs. Now let's get this all whisked together. All right, there we go. This is ready. Now let's get on to the next step. Now I've got my pie crust all ready to go in a pie dish here, so you can go ahead and make a homemade crust if you want. I'm going with pre-made today. Now let's get this filling in. And this recipe does give you enough for 2 pies, so we're not going to waste anything. We're going to go ahead and make 2 of these. There's plenty of people around here that would love to share one of these with me. So we're going to get both of these on the Kamado now. You'll want your finishing temperature on these pies to be about 175 degrees Fahrenheit in the center. So always make sure to double check that. Now let's get these out on the Kamado. All right, so it took about 50 minutes at 375 degrees and those pies were done. I did temp them out with an Insta-Read to make sure they were a little over 175. Now once you remove them from the cooker, you do want to let these rest for anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. This is what's going to allow the pies to cool and set up and be ready to cut. Now I served this up here with some homemade cinnamon nutmeg whipped cream, and I'll put the recipe down below with the full recipe for this pumpkin pie. This looks and smells absolutely amazing. I've been waiting a couple hours for this and I can't wait to get into this taste test, so let's dig in. I want to make sure I get some of this whipped cream. Cheers everyone. Alright, that's truly amazing, just like it was when I tested this recipe. That nice little hint of smoky flavor really stands out, and this homemade whipped cream just finishes it off. I hope you're going to give this a try real soon. Let me know what you think of this recipe. Take care till next time. Remember, 2 zones are better than 1, and I'll see you on the next video.